Welcome to this game of Mechabellum. You can see here I'm fighting against Jester Jinx and my options. Typhoon, Marksman, Elite, and Giant Specialist. Looking at those, no Fire Badger, and there is Giant Specialist. Start with Spider, which is not bad, although not the most favored chef clear right now, but it still works. And Void Eyes can be useful too. My opponent ended up going for Sabertooth Specialist with Sabertooths and Hounds. And you will see me positioning very aggressively. On the side that I'm not advancing on a magnetic barricade, setting my tower. And my opponent is going on the other side. So he also going aggressive, which is not that unusual with Hound. So there is a lot of ways to play Hounds. You can play aggressively, you can play mid-range, you can play standard. Standard Hound is actually really good right now. If you go Hounds doing standard, and then instead of grabbing DPS units, you grab Shaft Clear to help the Hounds, and use the Hounds as your DPS. In his case, he can't do that, because look at his units, look at his stacks. Incendiary Bomb, no... I forgot the name of the tech. The one that increased the damage as time passes. But you see me positioning here. Voids all the way to the front because I don't want this turret to kill my crawlers. So that's why this Void is doing here. I managed to pull a few of the opponent units. My tower will die without killing anything, even if it almost killed the Hound. I will get tower debuff first. That didn't matter much for me. I had already won this fight in the middle. And my crawlers are going for the next tower. But the buff is on, and yeah, one spider dead. At least tower debuff right now. And I need to kill some Hounds and hit his Sabertooths. And without Hounds, he can't kill the crawlers, so victory is mine anyway. But he managed to kill my spider before his Sabertooth died. So he won't take that much damage. My front line Void Eye actually got a level, which is funny, because it is the Sacrifice Void Eye. Haste module here, it's amazing for the spider. It not only increases the damage, but the speed. And considering Spider is a low range unit, it's amazing for it. The increased damage is also excellent when you go for high explosive, because of Crawler's breakpoints. Guess that I did get the level of the Void Eyes here. Unlocked Marksman, grabbed one, just as safety. Because I do need something to deal with air. My units can't deal with air. You will see here, I went for more shaft. My opponent starts defending here with one fag in front, so he won't lose his tower instantly to my Void Eyes, which is a shame. And grabbed more Hounds. And one more Sabertooth. So yeah, we mounted the defense. I completely ignored the other side, just leveled the tower. So this time he's the one that will get the buff first, because he has 2 saber-tooths here. But I can probably kill almost all his units. Actually, there's one hound that got killed during the debuff anyway. Too many units hitting it. My marksman will die. But he has no air, so the marksman is not really needed. Kind of a wasted debuff here. 2 crawlers going for the next tower. But a few of his crawlers going for my tower too. The spider is dying. It was the strong spider, but I got the buff first. Now only a few hounds, and this time I will do a little more damage. Bright Eyes getting levels. And here there is level 2 Phantom Race. There is level 2 Wasps. There is also Sledges. And the Crabs. Crab's not useful when he has so many saber-tooths. I will go for the Wasps. He has no anti-air. And I will try to cheese here, putting the Wasps here to deal with his army on this side. Expecting that he will have no anti-air here. I'm also putting Fangs in here. The idea is the Fangs will help if he puts Wasps on this side. And he did put Wasps in here. Also, Sergeant Shot, the Void Eyes. So they have a little more damage and can kill, but no, looks like it went back. And then went again. So they have more damage to kill the Sabertooths a little faster. Even if it was nerfed and not that great anymore. It went from 170% attack to 120, so a heavy nerf. Unfortunately, my opponent grabbed the second Wasp and put here, so yeah, this will not work. Especially since my Wasps will get distracted with his units while his Wasps kill mine. It was a gamble and it didn't pay off. You can see here, shooting at my Void Eyes, the tower actually managed to kill almost all my Fangs, so I have almost no anti-air to kill his Wasps, only one marksman. And tower debuff. You can see that I actually managed to win here. My Wasps managed to beat his Wasps even if they were distracted with his units. But I lost quite a few of them. And there's a lot of units left, including almost full pack of level 2 Wasps. So yeah, my Wasps will die. So it was not that bad in here. They actually managed to win the fight, even if they didn't stop the debuff. And here, Wasp Swarm could be useful, but he already has Wasps here. Those ones are forward, so maybe here could work. But I just decided to skip. I want the money. And I am Giant Specialist. So if he's getting Wasps, this one is even going to level 3, I decided to instantly go for a Fortress with AA. And sold my Wasps here. The Fortress also helped me with damage. And if I just grab it last round, Sergeant Shot on the Void Eyes, Fortress is even more damage. The opponent did grab the level on his Wasps here. Level 3 tower. So now the tower can survive a little longer. Especially since this third spider here is pulling his highest level saber to this side. He's putting even more chaff in here. And thanks to deal with my wasps here, but there is no wasp in it. Unfortunately, look at this. Very bad first salvo of this one. This one actually managed to kill a few, but this fortress, really bad salvo. Second salvo goes on, and look at this. Ridiculous. This one sent out its missiles to kill one wasp that was here. And now, during the debuff, so one is still alive. So those wasps actually managed to deal a lot of damage, even if I have a counter to them. Because they are lucky. Finally they die now. But way too many units still alive here. Including another pack of wasps. And they wasted their full salvo to kill 2 wasps in here. My nest is here. So yeah, very bad lucky on my AA barrages. Fortress is trying, but too many units. Including chaff. You see, it was fighting against crawlers. But both of them got level. Not that I really need the level right now. And here, none of those is really good for me. I could maybe get the Vulcan and start selling my spiders and change it to Fortress Vulcan and use the Vulcan as my shaft clear, since I have no tax on the spiders yet. But I decided to keep the spiders, just went for the Phantom and for the cheese. You will see me mounting an assault here, because all his units are pulling forward. He has no units on his backline. So yeah, my idea is Phantom will spawn, go for this tower, and then go for the next tower. My opponent went for the most instant money, getting the Vulcan and selling. I went for the most money, which is selling 2 Phantoms, but would only sell 1 this turn, and I will use the second one here. Another fortress here. I am expanding my line of units. And more chaff. The opponent indeed actually kept the Vulcan and is grabbing more Vulcans. And he decided to use the Vulcans as his shaft clear. And double shot on the sabers. Help kill my fortress, which still have no tech for range. But here, this one got obliterated by this level 2 saber with double shot. But they actually managed to do their job. So 1 tower down. Problem is, my tower is also down. And yeah, one-shotted by fortress here during the debuff. Now it's going to one-shot by spider. I get second tower, so the Phantoms did their job. Problem is, my army was not able to win, even with the debuffs. So then I got 2 debuffs and the opponent only got 1. And 1 small debuff. 5 seconds. But it was during a great time for him. And my Phantoms will die to Fangs and 2 Wasps. Efficient giant, but I rather have a lot of fortresses. So decided to go for the Rhino. He will be worried about this. My idea was he would be worried about this Phantom here, and maybe he would forget to protect his other tower here in the middle. I'm also putting crawlers here because I have no units. So I can pull almost everything with the single crawler. can see what one phantom can do. My opponent went for farseers and put one on each side to stop those phantom cheeses. I decided to invest on the fortresses, so range enhancement on them. They are not so vulnerable. Spiders have range and high explosive now. So my shaft clear is much better, even if I still only have 3 spiders. And my opponent do have quite a bit of shaft. He also leveled both his towers, so both level 2 towers, so you can see how much one attack on his backline made he invest. So 200 on the towers, 650 with the farseers, so 850 because of one phantom. Here, one great missile from me, killing the hounds and most of the shaft. You can see Rhino going for the tower, but it dies. Unfortunately, it got one-shotted by the saber. Here, Fortress is trying, but it's a level 3 saber with amplifying core. So, a very powerful saber. I managed to win here, so tower debuff. Vulcan down. And Sabertooth died. Level 3. Now there's a level 2 here, and my tower is going down. So it will farm my spiders. Which is really bad, because there is still a lot of shaft in here. But he has no DPS unit. So my fortresses, let me speed this, you would be able to win. They are not the best at shaft clearing, but they can shaft clear. You can see, they are killing the shaft. And finally, I get a win again, after a sequence of losses. Here, additional deployment slots is good. Tank production is also really good. And that's my option. I have giants, and it's a great item for a giant. And if I keep producing tanks, I am putting annoying units for the opponent's sabers to deal with. Instead of shooting my important units, they will be shooting my medium shaft. And I do have a crawler here now, and you know what I do when I put a crawler here. I already have the mobile beacon unlocked, because I used it on the phantoms. And here it is. Crawler's pulling his units backwards. And if he don't beacon his own units forward, which he can do for all of them, or at least missile and put something to kill the few crawlers that survive, this will be really annoying for him. You can see he's going for full steel ball with mechanical division, which is strange, in my opinion. It's not the best counter against what I have. The combination of spider with fortress can deal with boss, even if he go for mechanical division. I could also go for hacker, but I don't want to go for hacker. You can see, look at this. Look at how far I took a lot of his army in here. I did put balls on my deep flank here, and they killed my tower, which is annoying, but now I will get his tower. Unfortunately, they locked on my most powerful fortress, and it's dead. And it took way too long to kill this tower. There were only spiders targeting it, no fortress. Spider down, but there's not much left. Maybe still have one spider here. Now the spider is dead. But Saber is also down, and now he only has a Vulcan and Shaft against a level 2 fortress. So I will manage to win, even if with only one fortress left. 250 damage. Without that pull here, I would not have won. Here, true airdrop is always good. There's also Elite Hacker, which would be amazing against my opponent, but there is Mobile's Battleship. And people never expect a mobilized battleship. So that's what I'm going for. I'm going for one here, and it should be able to destroy his tower quite easily. He is investing here, putting a shield to protect his balls that he's using to target my tower. You also see he putting oil here for his Vulcan to light. And seeing that he went for full balls, I decided to go for launcher overload on the fortresses so they can shoot faster. Double attack speed. It's also great to kill the sabers faster. He changed his mind, put it here, and just put crawlers here to protect the balls. Since I put crawlers here to deal with his balls, and one missile for safety. He also finally beaconing his units, so I'm not pulling all his units backwards, but look at this. Tower debuff. And suddenly during tower debuff, those crawlers are winning the fight in here. My army is obliterating his army even with the fire. His Farseer turned it into my Overlord, but tower debuff saved the Overlord, so it will still be alive to deal more damage. Got my debuff here, but too late. And you can see the fast shooting on this fortress works great. But no victory yet. He has a little HP left. Looking here, thinking don't want any of those, then I think maybe sledges can be useful. I could use the sledges, level 3 sledges with armor. They could be annoying against his Vulcans, but then I notice I don't have armor on them. I only look at that after. So yeah, I will sell one. And I will use the other. I don't remember if I will leave it here or if I put it here on this side to help with against his units in here. You see me finally getting more spiders, because to this point I still have very few spiders. Here I'm investing on here, yeah, one spider and one fortress on this side to stop this from getting my tower every time. Even if he is sending more units, but another spider here. And a missile. Time is running out. So I can see I finally fully expanded my board. My opponent went for crawlers here. He learned it from me. I did it here against him. He's trying to do here, but I have a missile. So didn't do much. Even if there's one crawler left here, pulling my crawlers. won the fight on the side, but the saber is still causing problems. Now it's dead, before it could get my tower. Killed by a level 1 fortress, even if it has launcher overload, so double the DPS. This level 3, you can see, obliterated this saber. Tower debuff. The opponent went for the storms, which are not bad against fortress. But more than enough damage. The storms are actually getting buffed next patch. If you saw the patch notes, they will now get increased missile HP, so it will be harder to destroy their missiles as they get levels. It's only 30%, so I don't know if it will be enough for you to use storms as your main DPS unit, but we will have to see and try when the patch comes live, which is still in 1 week and a half. I'm curious if they will change the tax again on the Typhoon, but we'll have to wait. I think they will probably do something this week, and then right before it gets launched, it will change things again. It was like that with the crab, and then it changed it again after the crab was launched because it was overpowered. Anyway, but that's it for this game. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to leave your like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.